Now in the 254, we have Valentine Njoroge live in studio with us. Good morning.
Good morning. You know, when you said your name, I got into co-presenter mode. I was about to say Valentine Njoroge. Good morning.
Really like Adele Onyango and Valentine.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but you did radio for how long?
4 years.
For 4 years?
Yes.
And then you went into TV, or did TV come first?
No, and then I went into writing. Mm-hmm. When the Star started, I was doing a column about my dating life, and then I started answering sex questions.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Then I quit.
Yeah.
And I went to the Patricia Show as a TV producer.
Yeah.
And then I thought I'd start my own production company, which flopped beautifully. No, don't even laugh.
No, I love that you have to own, by the way, everything, all the challenges, all the failures and successes in your life. So I
took all my money from a BMW I used to drive and poured it into this thing, and then it just lipukad. And I was carless, businessless, moneyless. Yes, that is my story.
Man. Okay.
Back in Matatus from Abima, it's a hard life. You're like,
shock.
I can't believe this is happening.
Okay, so we're definitely going to be going through her journey and also hearing something amazing that she is presenting to us that's going to do amazing things for young African women, and I'm all about that. But when did it all begin for you? So, like radio. So, you're in radio for 4 years. Mm-hmm. But is that where your journey began, or was it way before that?
My journey as what? Like a feminist, or?
To the Valentine Njoroge that you are today.
Oh, I mean, it starts when you're a baby, right? It starts when you're a child. I mean, I've been influenced by people like Wangari Maathai and horrible stories. I remember as a child reading a 10-year-old girl had gotten lost at the showground.
Yeah.
And she went to police and she was like, I'm lost.
Yeah.
And this poor child was raped.
Oh,
no. I still remember where I was sitting reading this story. And Wangari Maathai were up in arms, like, how has this happened?
Yeah.
That is, so there's that moment, and then there's an argument I had with my mother.
Yeah.
Where I was like, Mom, why do women put up with these things in marriages? No. I was like a 10-year-old, yelling. And my mom is like, Shishi, feminism is about choice.
Yeah. And then you're 10.
I was 10 with a loud mouth.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't surprise my family what I've ended up doing in life, talking.
Yeah.
But so those are two key moments that I remember.
Wow.
Like my mom telling me feminism is about choice, and it's about women choosing these lives that they want to have and having the tools and whatever. So that's kind of my journey.
10-year-old
10-year-old
I need to like high five your mom. However, and then so how did you end up in radio? Is it something you saw yourself doing, or did it happen to you? Like for me, radio just happened to me.
It just happened. I wanted to be in the media space. Mm-hmm. I was in uni in the States, and I was like, okay, I'm going back home and I want to be on TV, and I'm going to be Kenya's Oprah. Yeah. Don't we all dream of being Kenya's Oprah or Africa's Oprah, some version of Oprah? So anyway, I come back home. And I was also kind of depressed. Yeah. This is actually something I've never talked about, Adele.
Yeah.
I was kind of depressed. I'd come out of an abusive relationship.
Oh, no.
So I came home. I didn't really want to talk about it, whatever. My mom could see like something was off with me. So, and she sells clothes in Gikomba Market.
Yeah.
She's one of the wholesalers and whatever. But she was getting out of it at the time.
Yeah.
She's gone back now, but she was getting out of it. So she was like, you're not going to sit at home and do nothing. You are educated. I have instilled in you a thirst for the better things in life, but you're not driving my car.
Yeah.
Get into a matatu. Find a job. What? And then she was like, and because I'm getting out of Gikomba, I want you to close the store for me. Yeah. So there I was driving an FVR Isuzu truck. Those 7-ton things.
What?
I was bald. Like I looked like a child. People used to literally tell me, Toto, patia de revalor. I worked there for like 2 months. My friend Nini Washera was working at Capital, so I went in, said hi. So Moina Kimojino is she's the head of Capital. And she was like, oh yeah, we're hiring. You want to do a voice test. Yeah. I did it. She hired me on the spot.
What?
So I would be in Gikomba all morning.
No way, driving a
I would drive it from 5 a.m. I'd drive the truck in, and we'd do the work in Gikomba, and then in the afternoon I would go to Capital. I started training with Pinky. Then I got a graveyard shift. I was doing the night show. My mom is like, Yanni, with all all that education, 2 degrees, you're working the graveyard shift like a watchman.
But you have
what
to
is
start
happening?
Somewhere.
Exactly. So my dad got it, but my mom was just not feeling the story. She's like, these watchman hours.
What are they about?
And then, so yeah, I did the capital thing. Then KISS hired me.
Yeah.
Like, we'll double your pay.
Yeah.
So I moved out of home, got my own place with a little meko and a mattress. You know how you start.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
and then radio happened. Oh my God. And then when did the driving of the truck in the morning end? When you moved?
It ended. No, my mom was literally shutting down her business.
Okay.
So it was like 2, maybe 3 months. And then that was a done deal.
Who would have thought, guys? Who would have thought?
So yes, I can drive a truck, a 7-ton truck. You know things like cooking chapos. The steering wheel fills your whole lap. You're like, wow.
Okay, so guys, listen. We have Valentine Njoroge live in studio telling us about her journey and a new thing that she's introducing to the 254. Trust me, you want to be the first to hear it right here on KISS FM in the next 3 minutes. With me, Adele Onyango, we have Valentine Njoroge live in studio. Mercy saying, what a journey. She is funny. I loved listening to her back in the days. Oh my God.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't it amazing? It's almost like full circle. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Coming back. So how many years now since being on KISS FM?
Almost 10.
Wow.
Almost 10.
Wow.
So my last show was actually at Classic.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. We can see the studio.
Yes. So, and it was actually my 30th birthday, and I will be 40 in February.
What?
So, yes.
Coolest. You must be like the coolest mom
really
ever. Yeah.
God, I hope so.
Okay, so now we're you've told us about radio. TV also happens in
right here at KISS.
Okay.
The Chama with Grace Msalame, Sean Bartley, and Kamal Kaur, who was at East FM. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now you're still on TV, so you have a show that I don't know if you've had any run-ins with people like, what are those women talking about?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have a TV show.
I have a TV show that's about sex and relationships.
Yeah.
And sexuality as well, which I think is such a challenge for many of us to deal with. You know, sexuality is your emotions and your self-management, human management, which we are not taught when we're being brought up.
Yeah.
No one says this is how you manage your emotions.
We never even talk about it as Kenyans. And I think as Africans, we don't really have those conversations.
And it's like you're geared for this perfect relationship. And then when things fall apart, you're like, this shouldn't be happening. This is not on the script. Like, who are you? Why are you cheating on me? You're supposed to love me.
Exactly.
You know? So yes, managing all of that. It's been very difficult in my life, which is why I started writing about it in the Star, and you know, just even this thing about being like a daughter of feminism. Yeah. And the kind of man I want to be with. Yeah. And I was told that this man exists, and then you look around and you're like,
where is he?
Imagine you people, you kind of played me. I've told my parents this. I was like, you should have sat down with your friends and told them as they were raising boys to raise me a husband. Yeah. Because these the men I grew up with, they're marrying people, but they don't look like me. They're not opinionated like me. And then they're telling me, imagine we just want peace in the house. You talk too much. Exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly. And I'm like, but I was told these are good things. And they are good things, but you need to, I don't know, kind of manage yourself in a relationship and understand you want like a peaceful home and whatever. But people see you out there. Like, you're an outspoken woman. Yeah. Haven't you experienced this where people are like, hey, Adele, you're a bit much?
People think you're hard-headed if you're outspoken. And it's like, no, it's normal for someone to have an opinion and share it. And it's normal for a woman to be able to share her opinion. So I see a lot of stereotypes around women who speak out.
Exactly.
You know.
And just because I share my opinion, I really value that space of allowing another person to share their opinion. Because if I don't listen to you, then I have no reason to expect you to listen to me.
Exactly.
So yes, there's that, but people don't see that. Instantly, they're like, "Ay, you're too much. Money, opinions. She'll want to know where your money is." And yes, it's true. I do want to know where your money is.
Because management.
Yes.
Human management plus financial management.
Yes.
Okay, so this led you to the creation of Dada Sphere.
Yes. So actually, I started the first women's newspaper.
Okay.
In Kenya.
Wow.
It was called Valentine's Weekly. It was being published within the Star, but I was paying the Star for publishing, for printing, distribution, all that. I had advertisers, but in that with all my 2 degrees and all my education, I had never studied money and finances. So I didn't even know how to do like a cash flow statement, cash flow projections. So I had advertisers, like, big
those
brands.
Trooms,
And for anyway, it fell apart because I hadn't done proper cash flow projections. So again, that failed beautifully. I ended up in debt. I moved back in with my parents. And there I was in my teenage bedroom looking around like something is wrong. I am 36 and this is where I am. And then I got pregnant. So now me and my child were in my parents' house. I was like, whoa.
What is not happening?
Has gone so wrong. And then, so I met up with some old friends of mine who are also in business. And then they're like, no, Valentine's Weekly can't just die. Maybe it needs to be rebranded or something. So it became Dada. I want women to be seen and to be heard. And in Kenyan media, I know we're 2 women sitting here, but I've done research. And I actually did it with InfoTrack. It took a year. We spoke to over 800 people. And the first word that comes to Kenyans' minds when they hear the word woman is victim. Because the media portrays this narrative about Kenyan women like we are victims. We're either victims of crime or whatever. And when they do a positive something, it's stereotypical in that we're still in the kitchen or we're in a salon. It's a beauty story. It's a health story. It's a cooking, nutrition, something. So we're still in the kitchen, Business, politics, those stories don't really get told. So I thought, let me start Dada. And I'm looking for writers. Adele, if you want to write for me, it would be lovely. And yes, I thought, let me create Dada and tell the African woman's story. What is your actual lived experience? We're not Americans. We're struggling with different things. Like even now, this dating conversation.
It's different for us.
And it plays out in our lives, And then our men are like, these chicks just want money, blah, blah, blah. And yes, I do want a man who can provide, because when you have a baby, you're kind of out of commission for almost 2 years, And
then what?
And exactly. And you should be able to have a conversation with me and whatever. I want a peer relationship. Our men aren't really raised for that peer relationship. That's why they're like, why are you asking me questions? That's not a peer. Your peer should be able to ask you questions, even
and
your
have a
boy
convo
should be
about
like,
it.
And even you, why are you starting this business? Why are you doing such and such? So Dada is supposed to be this space for women to have these conversations. And so I thought, let me start. And then I did TED. The story is long. Then I did TED. And there were so many Kenyan women just doing brilliant things in little corners of the country. I wanted to showcase everybody. I couldn't. And then even my sponsors were like, we need this thing to be more frequent. TED Women only happens once a year. So I thought, okay, let's create Dada Sphere. It's every 2 months. And this is the first one, December 5th.
Okay.
Yes.
So in the next 3 minutes, December 5th, why must you be at Dada Sphere? The first installment of it. We're going to tell you. Remember, we're hanging out with Valentine Njoroge live on Kiss FM. Like Justin Timberlake, it's absolutely scary. I'm like, their parents need to have serious conversations.
I'm feeling so analog. I don't even know who this guy is. I'm about to Google him real quick.
Okay, however, strip that down. It's playing right here on Kiss FM at 8:30. You're hanging out with me, Adele Onyango, and we have Valentine Njoroge live in studio with us. Her journey is so interesting. It's funny, but it's also very inspiring. I see Yasmin Bakari saying, wow, Adele, say hi to Valentine. Her story is so inspiring.
Hey,
she should write a book.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're at Dada Sphere, and we're going to have the first one on the 5th of December. And so Dada Sphere, this is going to be the first one. What is it? What exactly is Dada Sphere? When Team Adele come through, what can they expect?
Okay, so it's a play on the word atmosphere, like what is in the sister sphere? What are we thinking about, struggling with, celebrating, enjoying, all that? So the theme for the first Dada Sphere, so it's for women to be seen and to be heard. I'm speaking at this one, but I do not intend to speak again. I want other women on this stage, the spotlight on you. Here's a microphone. What do you want to share? Do you want to share your journey? Do you want to share an idea, a story, something that inspired you? So the theme for this first one is the African woman rising.
Okay.
And we have Joyce Mwangi, who's written a devotional based on our national anthem. Did you know our national anthem is a prayer? Did you know that it's a vision for Kenya? Did you know that the English is not a translation of the Swahili? Like we have 2 national anthems. So I sat down with this woman and I was like, this stuff is amazing, and why don't we know it? So she's talking about that, about our role as women and citizens. What do we owe our country? What do we owe ourselves as citizens? What are we creating for the next generation? And then Akinyi Odongo, fashion designer who dresses the First Lady.
Yeah.
She's mentored over 5,000 people.
Wow.
She's taken her mentorship digital. She's using WhatsApp groups and whatever.
Yeah.
So she's talking about legacy.
Yeah.
What is your legacy? How can you leave your legacy?
It's very important.
Yes. Yeah. And a bit about how she's using technology to do that. She inspired some group in Botswana. She's got 100 designers on a group.
Wow.
They registered an organization. They're making the fashion design professional and whatever. I'm like, you're just sitting in Nairobi doing these amazing things. She's like, what's up is your friend. And then we've got Nana Wanjao, who does amazing work with ostracized widows. Okay, actually, you're Luo. Do you know about ostracization of widows and how if your man dies, then you have to go through some sexual cleansing before you can inherit whatever it is that you and him created?
Yeah.
So, and if you don't succumb, if you don't agree to the cleansing, then you can't have access to these resources that you have.
So you're mourning, and then now you're kicked out.
You're kicked out, and you're ostracized, you and your family. So she's talking about our role with our sisters, and these unspoken truths that, like you've been talking about rape culture, and we saw the hashtag Me Too that went global, and everyone's like Me Too, Me Too,
sharing their stories.
So it's like an unspoken truth. Women knew that. I don't know a single woman who hasn't been through some kind of physical or sexual assault. Not even one. Not even one.
Which is so unfortunate.
If this is your reality, I'd love to meet you. I'd love to know how you live in a world where you've never been assaulted.
How can we borrow? What are you doing that we're not doing? Because it's hard globally.
But
everybody,
it's not us. It's the guys. And so these unspoken truths need to be, like the light needs to be shined on them. So because now men are asking themselves questions like, who have I been? Have I assaulted somebody? Did I say the wrong thing? Was I sure that there was consent in that sexual interaction?
And why do I think it's okay? Like, who taught me that? What do I need to unlearn?
Yes. Yeah. Why do I think it's okay to touch women or to push them around or whatever? Yes. So she's talking about our role, like as sisters, in supporting each other to expose these truths. And then I'm the fourth speaker, and I'm talking about our role, our experience of ourselves and how to create joy and happiness in our lives. Yeah. Do you know, so when I first wrote this thing, I was like, I can talk about joy. Yeah. I've sat down, I've looked at that blank sheet of paper. I'm like, where is joy in my life?
Show yourself.
Show yourself. Where is this joy? But you have to purpose to have joy in your life. And if you don't, then you get to 70 and you're like, I worked.
A whole life is
I educated
wasted.
These children. I paid fees.
But what did I do for me?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. We have to purpose joy. So those are some of the things we're talking about. Yeah. There's also a team, Intel Cap, who started a thing online called startupwave.co. I think that's the website. And they take you through a business plan, and you can get live mentorship, whatever. So I went for an event. I saw this thing, and I was like, okay, it doesn't really fit, but it's really good. Yeah. So we're putting it in there.
But you know why it's important? Because we have all of these ideas of starting a business or doing this, that, but maybe it's not what you studied. Like
me with Valentine's Weekly that survived. Wasn't even 6 months. It took me a year to get out of debt, man.
But guys, in the next 3 minutes, we will be telling you how you can be at Dada Sphere that's going down this 5th of December. And of course, Valentine Njoroge is live in studio with us. If you have any questions for her, do let us know those questions on Twitter at Kiss100 Kenya. Kiss FM, a very good morning to you. You're hanging out with Adele Onyango on Breakfast with the Stars. And the star that we have today is Valentine Njoroge. So much love coming through for you. Quite a few people are like, ahead of the book. And that's Miss Violet, who's saying, catching Valentine Njoroge's story. It's been an interesting ride for her. Bless her soul. I want the book, please.
Oh, thank you.
Yasmin is back. She says, Ati, she's 40. Please ask her secret behind her looks.
Yoga, red wine.
Yes, wine, guys. That's all we've had.
That's all you've had. Yoga, man, yoga.
But so Valentine has come to tell us about Dada Sphere that's going down on the 5th of December. It's her creation to be able to allow African women in the 254 speak out on their stories, regardless of where their stories are coming from. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's going down 5th of December. Where exactly?
At the Michael Joseph Center at Safaricom headquarters. Yeah. We start at 6. There will be food and a bit of drinks.
Yeah. That wine she's telling us about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tickets are 3,500.
Yeah.
We finish at 9, so it's a short evening. It is a Tuesday. I know, you have to work the next day.
Yeah.
And please just pay bill 789175.
Okay.
So 3,500. Please bring a friend. Tafadhali. Yes.
So this is going to be cool for ladies to come through, but can men come through as well?
Yes, of course.
I think it's powerful for men to get inspired by.
By the way, guys, can I just give you a little secret? And you know I'm an expert in these sex and relationship manenos.
Yeah.
This is a great date.
Yeah.
It is a great date.
Because it will make you, first and foremost, even if you don't understand a damn thing, it makes you seem deep. And that's always a good start.
Yes, and we'll also have music. We'll also have music. The conversations will be great.
Yeah.
We have Nviri, the storyteller.
Now, Viri has featured on Friday Live on Kiss about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and he's the guy who co-wrote Melanin by Southeast Soul.
I love him.
And he did the emoji video for their song Friend Zone. He's the guy who did that as well.
I met him. Yeah. He was a camera guy at TEDx Lavington Women. Yeah. And then we start talking. I'm like, this guy's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then he was doing my Ask Valentine videos. He was my editor, and he's just a great guy. He's studied engineering so randomly.
I think he's just a genius.
He really
There's
is.
nothing he can do. So he's definitely going to be a great entertainment at Dada Sphere. 5th of December. The pay bill number again?
789175.
Okay. Now, before Valentine leaves us, there is, of course, a few questions that we have. I want to know the challenges and the lessons. Those are the 2 things I want to know. So I'm going to give her, she's like, what?
I was about to give a shout out to my son. Hi, Udi.
So sour. Let her get her challenges and her lessons ready this year. It's playing right here on Kiss FM at 3 to 9. My name is Adele Onyango, and Valentine Njoroge is in studio with us. There's quite a few people who are still sending in their love. Anthony Nderito is saying, you were my favorite presenter. Why did she quit radio?
I'm asking myself that now because I'm having so much fun here.
But her story is so powerful, guys, so powerful. And if you want to know more about Dada Sphere, which is why she's here, both the gents and the ladies can come through for this on the 5th of December. They can check out your page on Facebook, right?
Facebook, it's Ask Valentine, where I answer your sex and relationship questions, but also I've created the event on the page. And please buy tickets. 789175 is the pay bill number.
Okay. Now, she's told us her whole journey. I can't believe we started at 8 with you telling us how you were driving a truck in Gikomba.
Selling the tumbas.
But what I want to know is, in hindsight, one of the most challenging things that you faced on your journey, and then one of the things that you've learned. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the most challenging things I've faced is... Okay, well, there's the failure of Valentine's Weekly, which, but I don't know. I think men and women are a bit different when it comes to business. It was a failure, yes, but I took it as, okay, lessons, and I just came up with a plan. How am I getting out of this debt, and how am I restructuring my life and whatever. On a personal level, I've learned to share less of myself as I've become more of myself, which is what happens with age. You care less what people think, but you also get that people can really hurt you by talking about what you're doing and your life and whatever. And so in having my son, I realized I'm actually very private when it comes to my family. So like I don't share his pictures on whatever, on Facebook or whatever it is. I don't talk about like who his dad is and that kind of thing. So that was a surprise kind of to me, having written a column about my dating life for so long. And I was like, yo, I'm actually really private. I don't want this. Like even magazines were like, can we have you on the cover or whatever? I'm like, I'm not sharing my pregnancy with anybody. I don't want to share my family with people. It's out of bounds completely. So that has been a lesson. And then also to be kind to me. I noticed with my son, when I see him, I'm like, hi baby, honey, sweetie pie, whatever, all these, sweet names for